many years we were aware that the most momentous occasions at the start of last century in Ireland were filmed by non-Irish news agencies. Because we didn't have a record of this time that led to the founding of the state, it was very important for us to be able to centralise this material and preserve it here at the IFI Irish Film Archive.
Before the widespread advent of television in the 1950s, the newsreels were the only source of on-screen news available to the general public. They were screened as part of the cinema programme, and during their golden era they were very popular with audiences. They are actually a very rich resource in terms of understanding film history. They are social documents that tell us what people were shown, or sometimes not shown, about the events and personalities of the day.
So for me, the newsreels that are in this collection are an amazing insight into Irish history. From a political, but in particular from a social history. The quality of the newsreels allows you to see the streetscapes, to see the people. You may have seen a lot of this footage before in various documentaries over the last 40 years, but this is the first time that you're going to see the newsreels as people would have seen them in the cinemas around Dublin 100 years ago.
The two collections that we repatriated were the Topical budget collection held by the British Film Institute and the Pathé collection. We worked very closely with both organisations, going back to the original nitrate prints, which are now over 100 years old, and digitising them to HD quality.
During this decade of centenaries, it's particularly important that we re-evaluate how events in Ireland were presented to the general public. The Easter Rising, the War of Independence, the Civil War.
This is a very, very important collection. The quality of the material that you're going to see is outstanding, and it's going to tell you and show you what Ireland looked like 100 years ago.
To be able to see these moments in history that you've heard about so much and that you've read about so much, but to actually be able to witness them is really special, and it's something that I know all of the team were blown away by. Yeah, it's just the connection. It's the connection that you make with your history when you can see it unfolding in front of your eyes.
100 years ago, this was news. This is what people went to the cinema would see before they saw the main picture of the day, and it was their way of catching up on what was happening around the world. It was a new and exciting media. This was something different from newspapers. Radio hadn't taken over. So for people, this is a real way of engaging with the world around them.
Because of digitisation initiatives like this one, the newsreels have a rich second life, and new audiences are accessing this material.
So when you look at the newsreels, appreciate that it's the news of the day, and look at them in many accounts, unedited newsreels of events that are happening around Ireland during this period 100 years ago.
This material is now centralised on the IFI player as the Irish Independence Film Collection.